What's up, I'm Karl G Richter, and I'm going to share a recipe for a blend that you can do. This is a blend that I call the coaching preparation tool, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use videos that I made in Camtasia, along with Articulate Rise, face-to-face coaching. So the idea behind the coaching preparation tool is that it explains different competencies. This is a project that I did for a client where they were talking about sales competencies, but you can use it with any kind of competency, really any kind of system where we're doing sort of a self-rating. What are my different skills at this? I went ahead and used the example of, for instructional designers, we want our instruction to be clear. We want things to have a certain visual appeal that I'm calling eye candy. And just like the performance tool, like, is it something that they can refer to later? Is it just a one-time deal, or is it assets that we can use and extend beyond the classroom? So those are three things that are important to me. If I were building a sort of coaching system for employees that I don't have, I could say, hey, go ahead, employees, watch this video. It'll explain all about each of the different competencies and the behaviors that you do to actually go through and work with them. Then I want you to go out and take a self-rating tool. You can do with something like a Google form or any number of other things with SurveyMonkey, any kind of tool that you have. An internal performance tool would work great. But basically, go through, do your self-evaluation. The coach is going to do their self-evaluation, and then they meet face-to-face to actually go through and discuss and see what they think. So this is a really cool tool. I really like the idea of blending like live instruction and then have them sort of get that foundational stuff in the online course. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you a little preview, show you what this course looks like. This is one that I built for a client. So I don't have the actual videos in there, but so I've got a little placeholder here. So we just sort of say, okay, we're going to talk about each of the behaviors. Go ahead and watch the video. I've got it locked down so they can't continue. Hit them with the little key takeaways. And then I've got in a coaching preparation tool. So go through, and it's sort of prepping them to go through and do the form. I like to bring in just a simple workbook, a place to capture your notes. Sometimes I make them optional, sometimes I make them required, but this one I can show you an example of what it looks like. It's very, very simple. It just kind of says, okay, assess your skills in this. This is our rating scale. This client used a 4-point rating scale, so we have descriptions of them, and then it's like, what score do you give yourself? Think back. Sort of prepare yourself for this coaching. See where I got the title from? So this is a very easy tool to do. I have them go through, watch it, and then do a self-rating where I had a second video that went through, and it actually explained the rubric for the competency. So each of these competencies have different behaviors, and we give different examples of what, between aware and expert, examples of the type of behaviors, and sort of say, oh yeah, that looks like me, I'm building, or oh yeah, that looks like me, I'm expert or aware or adept. Then complete your self-rating, and then go ahead and you move on to the next one. So I did a little bit here with Rise just to give them a sense so that they can go through and find out, can you actually match that rubric? Can you, as you start to analyze yourself, can you match these different behaviors up with the rating scale that we've got in place? So this is a cool blend. I think it's something that you could use anytime you want people to prepare for coaching. Coaching can be a very sort of vague and structureless thing. And having people do a rating, putting together information to sort of prepare them for that coaching is going to make it more effective. And the scheduling is really going to be nice and flexible. So what this does is it gives the person an hour or two of work to sort of prepare for the coaching session so that once they get there, they're really set, and that hopefully they're having meaningful discussion. So this is very easy to implement. Again, I used Rise to make the course. I used Word just to make the workbook, so as they go through the course, they can jot down their notes. I like to use Camtasia to make videos, including the one you're watching now. And then they fill out a form so that they can actually go, and the manager does one, or the coach does one, and then the employee does one, and then you can sort of compare those two And then finally, you have a face-to-face discussion. You can do it online, of course, but when I really mean like a synchronous discussion so that we can actually go through and say, oh, you gave yourself a 3, I'd give you a 1. Let's talk about why there's a gap there. Very easy to implement. Hope that this is a blend that you can use and enjoy the coaching preparation tool. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. I'd love it if you'd share it on social and follow me on YouTube.